Hi, everybody. It's Dawn again. Just doing my next reading of the book. I've been sharing a lot of my stories of the touch crisis and kind of my personal stories to show the soul of touch and why it's so important, and some of my journeys around what I've learned around touch. And what I wanted to do today was also show some of the science and some of the research around touch and why it's so important to actually incorporate physical contact and have really good, healthy physical contact in our culture. So this is a reading from chapter 1 under the section called The Open Prairie. So without awareness and self-knowledge, we are simply mimicking the patterns we've learned in our environment. For the sake of this book, I want to focus on both the patterns and the potential around touch. We are living in a culture where tactile communication, also known as touch, has become more taboo as the fear around how we should and should not touch each other has grown. No-touch policies have been instituted in schools and workplaces, while policies and regulations have been tightened in others, including a variety of healing professions ranging from medical doctors to psychotherapists to massage therapists. The Me Too movement, although important for awareness and for women and men to finally speak their truth and receive support, has escalated the fear of touching others to the point that my dad overheard a woman at a playground refuse to help a child in need because I'm not touching someone else's kid. Our fear of lawsuits and sexual harassment allegations have tipped us past the point of clear communication and healthy social interactions and into a forced personal seclusion that separates us from each other and our communities. Restricting touch is not as healthy for our culture as it first seems. A position statement by the National Association for the Education of Young Children states, programs should not institute no-touch policies to reduce the risk of abuse. No-touch policies are misguided efforts that fail to recognize the importance of touch to children's healthy development. Touch is especially important for infants and toddlers. Warm, responsive touches convey regard and concern for children of any age. Adults should be sensitive to ensuring that their touches, such as pats on the back, hugs, or ruffling the child's hair, are welcomed by the children and appropriate to their individual characteristics and cultural experience. Careful, open communication between the program and families about the value of touch in children's development can help us achieve consensus as to acceptable ways for adults to show their respect and support for children in the program. I love this statement because it not only addresses the need for touch, but for the personal and cultural sensitivity and the communication needed to experience it in a healthy way. We've known from studies by Renee Spitz in the 1940s and 50s, from the Bucharest Early Intervention Project in this century, and from studies done with premature infants that touch is vitally important for brain development, physical and mental growth, and immunity. Touch is not only important for infants, though. Studies show that when kids roughhouse, it stimulates a chemical in the brain that improves memory and learning capabilities, and they have more positive feelings about themselves. Touch has been shown to decrease aggressive tendencies in our youth. Andrew W. Prescott was one of the first to document the correlation between the amount of physical affection children received as infants from their mother and the propensity towards violence in the culture. Tiffany Field, who's the director of the Touch Research Institute, found that European adolescents received more affectionate touch than their United States counterparts, which is reflected in the increased aggression in the United States youth. But we don't outgrow the need for touch when we become adults. Touch is shown to reduce stress, reduce heart rate, and blood pressure. A variety of studies point to the willingness of adult strangers, colleagues, and teams to work more closely when touch is integrated. A study done by Nicholas Guggen showed that if a professor gave a slight tap on the upper arm while giving encouragement to his students who were volunteering, were 19% more likely to volunteer again than those who are not touched. Doctors who touch their patients are perceived as more caring. I could go on and on and on, but I think you get the importance of why I decided to write The Touch Crisis. Because even though touch is considered taboo in our culture, there are many, many cultures where touch is a natural and integrated part. And I believe we can make a difference. I believe we can overcome the touch crisis. So hopefully you enjoyed this section of the science, which is a little different than my stories themselves. Thank you for watching, and I'll be on again in another hour or so. Have a lovely day.